Boys, we're on a we're on a decline. We're fucked. We are so fucked. And I'm gonna show you why we're fucked. So first, why am I saying we're fucked? Well, from the title of the video, I said the gaming industry will crash by 2020 if we keep going in this stagnant direction. And I'd like to talk about what that stagnant direction is exactly. So first, I gotta pull up the fucking list here. So let's go over some of the most notable releases of the past few years. Let's ignore 2018 for right now. Let's go to 2015, which is what I would like to say was the cutoff for video gaming. This was the year in which I would like to say that this was the last year of the past few years in which something interesting happened. Got GTA 5 on PC, Metal Gear Solid 5, Witcher 3, Journey, Bloodborne, etc., etc. We got a lot of shit that year. A lot of shit. It's terrific. 2016. Let's take a look at 2016, right? Got Uncharted 4. Got Inside. Out of the Park Baseball 17. The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, which I'm presuming is a DLC or an expansion. It's a DLC. Overwatch. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, I was gonna say, how many people have actually fucking played Steven's Sausage Roll? So, here's the thing about this year. You see all this shit? All this shit? Not that relevant. Only a few of these are relevant. Not all of this shit, though. For example, let's look at some of the shit here. Like, okay, you tell me this. How many people do you know have played Owlboy? Probably not too many. Or, like, fucking Battlefield 1. That game's a flop. Civ 6? Civ shit. Like, I don't know what else to say. Dishonored 2? Like, people are like, yeah, it's cool. We got another Dishonored game. I don't really hear anybody, you know, beating their dicks with each other or circle jerking about, Dishonored and shit. Titanfall 2, Dark Souls 3, NBA 2K17. So what's my point here? Why am I going on about this stupid shit? We're gonna crash because we keep getting oversaturated garbage. Everything is doing what everything else is already doing. We don't have anything new coming, and it's all just sequel, remake, or just bullshit. I'll tell you this, we have probably had very few ideas that are actually original and completely brand spanking new. Uncharted 4, that's a sequel. Inside, I'll give it that. That's a brand new idea. Overwatch, brand new idea. This is a DLC. This is a sequel. This is an expansion. This is what I'm presuming is just another fucking baseball game, but it's just way up here at the top because critics jerked it off. This is a sequel. This is an original idea. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. This is a sequel. Although I do hear that this is actually a much better sequel. This is a sequel. This is a brand new game, but it's sort of gone under the radar, sort of not gone under the radar. I think it still holds one of the highest spots on Steam's highest players list, as in the highest amount of people playing a certain game at a certain moment. I think it still holds that. Basically, most of the shit is stuff that just got popped right out of early access, like some original ideas, which is by far the minority here, or it's sequels, or a remaster, or some other bullshit. It's just the point is we're not doing anything new. We are just making garbage after garbage. We're just pumping shit out that's already been out. Like most of the indie games here are games that were already in early access. You know? Now, I don't mean to shit on every game that has come out in like the past, hot couple years, but the point is, people are getting more interested in what the fuck indie developers are doing. You tell me this. How many E3s have you gotten massively excited for? Probably not very many. I mean, maybe it pandered to you because there was a certain series in it, but I can't really tell you the last time I fucking, I watched E3 and was like, "Whoa, this is some crazy stuff, man. They're gonna change gaming forever or whatever." Like, no. Let's look at 2017. We got Breath of the Wild. We got Super Mario Odyssey. We got Divinity Original Sin 2. I don't know what that is. We got Persona 5. The PS4 release of Undertale. Okami HD, which is a remaster of Okami. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is a remake or just a port of Mario Kart 8. SteamWorld Heist. I don't know what that is. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. It's just Shovel Knight for Switch, I presume. Bayonetta on PC. Do you see my point here? Most of these games, like, these aren't, like, this is just shit that's been out. This is a port. This is a fucking remaster. This is also a port. It's, like, none of the, like, there's barely any of this shit is brand new, is my point. It's a lack of IPs, and it's a lack of anything interesting happening. And I will say, just based off of this, I'll tell you one thing. Everything has stagnated except for Nintendo. Now let me tell you this, even though Nintendo is easily taking the market share right the fuck back where they did not have it, it ain't gonna stay. I'll tell you that. It's not sticking. Like, look. Look at this for Christ's sakes. Is this what's really just coming soon? Like, is this what we're excited for? This shit? Jolt Family Robot Racer. I don't know who the fuck wants to play that. Tennis World Tour. Who the hell's gonna play Paladins when it comes out on Switch? Meme Supreme. Oh yes, I'm so excited for Meme Supreme. Lego The Incredibles. Wow, another Lego game. As much as I really don't mean to like shit on those games because they're quite average, they've made like 80 million of them. This shit too. Jurassic World Evolution. I'm probably not going to play that. Mario Tennis Aces. I've actually heard good things about that. Spider Man. Who the fuck's excited for a new Spider Man game? It's going down the drain, boys. And I don't really know what else to say. Look, N plus. I'm presuming this is a sequel or something based on N plus. I don't actually know anything about it. Nier Automata. Well, here you go. This is probably one of the only notable examples from last year too. Cuphead. That's also a great example of a game that came out last year. Night in the Woods. Oh, Dominic, I'm talking about why the gaming industry is going to crash by 2020 because it's true. It's fact. Another Minecraft. Another Minecraft. We don't need a 50 fucking. God, we don't need another Minecraft. Rocket League. Like, okay. This is just all ports or just not very interesting games or games that like look, here's the thing. When I imagine how it was whenever, we were all still back in PS2 starting to transition to PS3 and same with Xbox and Nintendo and stuff. We had a lot more to talk about than just, me being like, "Oh, hey man, did you hear about the new Fortnite update coming out?" I'm so excited for that new Fortnite update. Like, dude, we were talking about everything, man. Like, we were talking about Zelda, we were talking about fucking Sly Cooper, talking about Mario, talking about everything in the spectrum. Like, look at this. Come on. Come on. Like, okay, God of War, I've actually heard this is amazing. I don't. Okay, I heard the soundtrack for that game's great. It's gonna crash by 2020, Dom. We're on a downward spiral. Gaming's fucking over, dude. We actually are. It's gonna crash by 2020, Dom. I have proof. Look at this. Bayonetta plus Bayonetta 2. It's port after shitty release after just look at this. Look at the user ratings. These aren't really like critics are like blowing these up like hell, but they're like okay, here's an example of a good one. Here's an example of a bad one. Even though this is for a port, not exactly the primary release. I consider the primary release to always be the PC. That or whatever is taking up most market share from there. Into the Breach, never heard of it. Ikaruga, that's a port, I think. That, that icon looks weird. I'm presuming it's a port. Owlboy, just what I said. Who the fuck do you know plays Owlboy? Probably not too many people. Fighters. Okay, I'll give it that. It's kind of sparking up the fighting game community again. This this is another fucking port. It's not exactly a port, but point is, this shit's already out. It's just an edition of it. Dark Souls Remastered. For fuck's sakes. This is garbage. This is a terrible port. Boys, there's nothing fucking coming out. Okay? That's my point here. Alright? No company is coming out with any big ass fucking games right now. It's all shit. It's all not good. Okay? Now, let's consider one thing. Let's look at, you know, earlier years. Let's look at something like 2012. Here's a prime year. Got Mass Effect 3, The Walking Dead, Persona 4. What else? Got Journey, got Xenoblade Chronicles, Dishonored, Borderlands 2, Far Cry 3. This is a fucking remaster. We got XCOM, got Guild Wars 2. What else? Fez, even though Dev's an asshole. Like, look, these games, people start talking about these games, alright? Like, these are still around, these are still circulation. People still talk about this. 2013? Let's go back to 2013. Let's take a look at 2013. GTA 5 came out. Last of Us came out. Bioshock Infinite with Super Mario 3D World, Fire Emblem Awakening, Rayman Legends, Spelunky, Wind Waker HD, even though that's just another fucking remaster, but it still was relevant. I don't know what the fuck this is doing right there. Rayman Legends, I think I already said that maybe. Pokemon X and Y. Pikmin 3. We got a lot of good stuff in 2013, alright. A lot of good stuff. That's my point. A lot of good games. 2014. Just more GTA 5 ports. Got Smash 4. Got Dark Souls 2. Could have swore that. Oh, okay. Bayonetta 2. Uh, another fucking Diablo game. Even though it's just an addition. Shovel Knight. Like, this was a slower year. But this is exactly my point. We were slowly starting to stagnate more and more as time went on. It was just. This is probably the greatest sign of it right here. Was just how oversaturated it was sort of starting to look. 2015. Oh yeah, this sealed the deal a little bit. In which we got a lot of good releases from this year, but I'll tell you this, we all stopped talking about them. Like, I'm gonna say the cutoff between what was like original was probably late here to early here. Like, here's my question. Say, I'm gonna pander this to high school students or just like I don't know, just students, like people still in public school. Who the fuck do you know? How many people do you know talk about Fortnite, PUBG, some variation of that, God knows what, or talks about, a game that came out years ago or just some like some shooter that came out recently, Overwatch. What else? Overwatch. That's honestly the only other one besides like battle royales. Like no one gives a shit anymore for like creativity isn't being rewarded upon. Not to mention, let's talk about another thing too. Companies are just slowly saying fuck this. They're just like no, fuck this. Valve's games. Let's take a look at the games they have released for the past hot minute or so, right? So let's take a look. We got Half-Life, you know, got all this shit that came out originally. Let's look where it just all started to stop. Where it all just stopped right there. We'll say Dota 2 is like their last big, thing they made. That was really like the last huge thing they released, like we had, TF2 was still chugging along, got, Counter-Strike still going along, got Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, Portal 2, CSGO, Dota 2, and what's this? Well, what's all this? I don't know what this shit is. Like, come on. And no one cares for Artifact. The Lab, it's a VR game. For God's sakes. This is an arcade game that's Japan only. It barely even counts here. And this? I don't even know what this is. Well, I can tell you from all this is terrible. Because Nexon is scum. And free to play and Counter Strike are not a good sentence to have in the same. Good words to have in the same sentence. Like Valve is just an example of companies just starting to slowly just say fuck this. Like I don't think now I do have a theory with Valve is that after Artifact 2 or Artifact comes out, Source 2 will come out technically, and the whole floodgates will open. However, that is another counter theory to this one, which is that this will restart the industry again, and that Valve will save it. However, I doubt. I feel like that's a bit hopeful of me. Way too hopeful. Let's look at another major publisher or developer, whatever. I don't know, they're publishers, okay. So let's take a look. We got the new Doom. Okay. We got Brink. No one gave a shit about that. Um, whatever that is. Rage, which no one's excited for. The sequel. Prey, which I hear mixed things about. I hear that it's good and it's not good. Evil Within. Okay. I've heard this is decent. Wolfenstein, I don't hear anyone give it anything, don't give it massive credit. And Dishonored. Okay. So Bethesda does not have too much going on. Ubisoft. They're a big one. Scummy fucks, but they're big. Sort this by year. Oh boy, we got a big list. So got Far Cry 5 that came out this year, right? South Park Fractured But Whole. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. I don't even know what that is. Okay, if I recall correctly, this is just a VR experiment at most. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, which was actually a good game, but For Honor, I guess. Assassin's Creed Origins, it's like we already have like 80 other fucking Assassin's Creed games. Watch Dogs 2, sure. The Division, which just failure. Rainbow Six Siege, which is probably the one thing that they're really working with at this rate. Far Cry Primal, failure. It's just shit. All shit. Garbage. Now, see what Sony's up to, right? PS4 we got fucking Knack and Killzone 2013. Let's skip forward a bit more. Detroit, Become Human. I I don't know what that is. Got the new God of War game. Got Shadow of the Colossus remake. Sure. More fucking remasters. Destiny 2. Another sequel. Knack 2. Like, oh, like anyone wanted to see another Knack. Uh, like, this is shit right here. Like, my God. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank, even though it's a disappointment. Last Guardian, like, no one cared. No one I know cared. Bloodborne, okay. That that did get a lot. God of War 3 remastered. Who cares? Journey Collector's Edition. Who cares? Call of Duty Black Ops 3. It's just another shooter. Like, Until Dawn. Okay. Sure. I'm getting a headache, boys. Like, I don't know what to say. If I haven't proved nothing to you, I don't know what to say. Leave a comment. Tell me why I'm retarded. Tell me exactly why this is not fact right here, because I don't know what else to say. This is gonna we're derailing. We're derailing so fast, boys. If all we got going on is fucking Fortnite battle royales and stupid shit like that, VR chat, just shit VR games, companies trying to innovate in the stupidest, most uncreative, garbage ways, like we're losing it, boys. We're gonna see the video game crash 1983 times 80. We're gonna fucking all the oil chambers in the world are gonna explode. And we're gonna fucking it's gonna die. we're gonna get doused in oil, and everything is gonna get ruined. I don't know what else to say. If I for some reason was not very convincing, which I think it was quite a good argument, and I provided. I don't know. I think maybe you might have to rethink yourself. Maybe consider that we're fucked. And yeah,